Welcome to Musings and Modalities. I'm your host, Tristen Stawicki. Think of me as your pragmatic shaman bestie. Join in with other high-vibe, lovely people as I unravel spiritual ideas to help create change and growth in your life. I cover a variety of spiritual topics, sharing knowledge to meet you wherever you are in your journey. As a shaman, astrologer, and human design reader, I help you understand how to make informed decisions and incorporate different modalities using discernment in your own intuition. Today, you will gain powerful shamanic healing tools you can use to incorporate spiritual practices in non-traditional ways. Whether you're just beginning or need a knowledgeable best friend with the next phase of your journey, I'm here to help. Stay tuned. Musings and Modalities starts now. Hey everyone, and welcome to Musings and Modalities. I'm Tristen Stawicki, your pragmatic shaman bestie, and for the next 30 minutes, we'll be continuing the topic of demystifying the chakra system. This episode is a part 2, as we definitely aren't able to cover the whole chakra system in just one episode. So as a quick reminder, a chakra is a wheel of life force energy, where each of the 7 wheels in the body have a specific energetic focus. We honor and recognize the roots of yoga from India, as well as the teachings of the chakra system. In the first episode, I covered the origins of the chakra system, a few modalities where it's used, and how to cleanse, balance, and kind of strengthen, and ultimately heal our first and through our third chakras. I spoke in depth about the root, sacral, and solar plexus, so if you haven't listened to that episode, I recommend starting there. In this episode, I'll discuss our 4th through 7th chakras. Our 4th chakra, our heart chakra, Anahata, meaning unstuck in Sanskrit. This chakra is super easy to remember as it's literally right near where our heart is. And you want to remember our chakras are kind of in a aligned system that's straight up and down. So actually, if you look to the right of me, if you're watching the video, there is actually a pendant on my wall that is the chakra system. And so when we think about where our physical heart is, we want to move directly kind of to the middle of our body to think about the chakra system and the influence of it. The heart chakra's focus is love and relationships. And this love is very much focused on self-acceptance and self-love. In connecting with our heart, we need to connect with ourselves. We often ask others, whether out of habit or real interest, how are you? How's your day going? Are you doing okay? But when's the last time you asked yourself how you truly are? Is your day going well? Are you okay? And for many people, they aren't okay. They actively avoid reflecting on how they are, as they don't know if the sadness or loneliness or other big emotions that have been waiting in the background, and those emotions that have been slowly taking up more and more space in their life, will those emotions consume them completely, which is ultimately a bit scary. So we want to hold some compassion in our heart for them. And there can be challenges in the heart chakra with balance, balance in your life, balance in your day, with intimacy, with devotion. Events that can bring kind of that dis-ease to the heart chakra include unacknowledged grief. If you're going through a divorce or a divorce has kind of hit your family in some way, the passing of a loved one or dear friend, and experiencing conditional love and betrayal. And if you find yourself being withdrawn and antisocial, if you really start feeling highly critical of others, if you're fearing intimacy and close relationships, there's some work that's needed to bring the heart back into balance and to release those events that have brought you out of alignment. The element of the heart chakra is air, and we see this expressed in the physical ailments, which include kind of shortness of breath, right? There are disorders of the heart and of the lungs. If there are circulation problems, asthma, if you have pain in the chest area and tension between your shoulder blades, those could all be physical representations of some stagnant energy, of some emotional baggage. And that accumulation of negative and stagnant energy really directly affects where that pain is at or where that discomfort is happening in the body. So more importantly, how do we fix this, right? We don't want to stay stuck in that energy, and no one wants to experience pain. So how do we get this chakra happy and moving the energy again? Breath work, especially where the breath is held, and the exhale count is longer than the inhale count is very, very helpful. So an example of this is inhaling for 5 counts, and then you hold the breath for 5 counts, and then you exhale for a full 7 counts. So 5, 5, 7. And you can do that a few times until you feel better, until you feel more relaxed, or you're no longer pissed off or heartsick. We can also work out our arms, especially if you think about pull exercises where the muscles are extended and then you're kind of bringing that energy back in, right? So, chest exercises, even reaching your hands behind your back when stretching is really helpful. Posture training and having really supportive undergarments, to open that space and not be sunk in is really, really helpful as well. Focused healing on our relationships, on self acceptance, on forgiveness. You can really see some dramatic shifts in this space for sure. And ultimately, you want to examine your heartache, name the ache, right? There are those moments of disappointment, perhaps of unrequited crushes when you were quite younger or now. And there are moments of disappointment with love. And you need to allow yourself to fully experience them, to fully feel them, and move through them. If this is something where you feel professional guidance is needed, this is absolutely something we could work on a session together or that therapists and others can help with as well. When the heart chakra is in alignment, right, and we're in that beautiful flow of energy, we're able to freely express compassion and empathy. You're loving to yourself and others. The immune system is at peace, but ready to tackle anything that it needs to ward off, right? So it's not like actively fighting, but there's strength there, there's resiliency there, and it's ready to kick into gear as needed. More importantly, you can accept yourself for doing the best work you can, which I know many of us struggle with, and you can have compassion for the things you want to change and work on. You're able to confidently be an individual who chooses to be in partnership with someone else rather than experiencing a codependent tendency or tendencies or completely losing your identity in a relationship. And there are a couple of affirmations that are really, really helpful with the heart chakra. I am worthy of love and acceptance. I love myself unconditionally. There is an infinite supply of love. I live in balance with those in my household. I am safe to express my love freely. I am courageous and I accomplish brave things every day. I love the life I have created, and my heart is grateful for all that I have. So, such beautiful and kind of peaceful affirmations that hopefully you can kind of feel the warmth through your whole body as you're saying them. Moving up to our throat chakra, our fifth chakra, Vishuddha, meaning purification in Sanskrit. This chakra, like our heart chakra and the next two chakras, really give a clue to where they're located, which is really helpful if you're new to the chakra system and you're trying to kind of memorize it a little bit. So, this one is unsurprisingly in our throat, and the focus is all about communication and self expression. The element here is ether, right? Which is such a cool word for space and expansive openness. We can all benefit from listening more, whether that's to ourselves, our partners, nature, our animals, and those that roam freely, right? In order to listen, we need to quiet the chatter. We need to really tap into the emotions in our own system and to leave space for the words of others. In that stillness, we have the ability to find and nurture our own voice, which is so vital as you're working and kind of growing this chakra. And working with this chakra is such a beautiful opportunity to really get clear on your values and your boundaries. You know, self reflecting on what you value and what matters to you really helps not only to kind of strengthen the chakra system, which is what we're talking about today, but it really helps as you're making big decisions, right? If you have a job opportunity that seems, incredible on paper, but you're finding throughout the interview process, maybe some of your boundaries or your values didn't exactly align. When you have strength and confidence in your values and boundaries, it makes that no that much easier. Physically, I can always tell when someone has a blocked throat chakra as their voice sounds strangled or they keep clearing it. The air isn't freely moving through the throat. And those with a smaller, weak voice, or if they have a very hard time putting their words into feelings, or excuse me, or if they have a very hard time kind of putting their feelings into words, that's also a sign there's some work to do in the throat chakra. If someone is giving off lies or mixed messages, if there are challenges with alcohol or other substances, either in themselves or their family, this can also be a sign that there's a lot of work to do. Excessive criticism or frequently shouting in order to be heard is a really clear indicator that they don't feel kind of listened to. Physical ailments in this space can include disorders of the throat, of the ears, voice, and neck. Many people suffer from tightness in the jaw, right? Or those folks that are always coughing or clearing their throat or sniffling. And as someone that's sensitive to that, I find it super annoying, honestly. But it's also a really clear sign of some energy blockages in this space. For healing practices, there's several things you can do. So you can do some gentle stretching of the neck, of the jaw, and of the shoulders, especially the space between your shoulders and your neck up to your jaw can get really, really tight. So gentle stretches, super, super helpful. Chanting, singing in the car, in the shower, making fun, kind of random noises are all super healing. And I know you may feel a little silly, doing any of those, but it's really practical. It's like a really practical, like easy way to kind of move the air, which is what you're trying to do, right? You're just trying to move the air, move sound through your body, and that really helps you release emotions that maybe you weren't sure were kind of blocked or stagnant. For chanting, there are some great videos that combine yoga and chanting that I recommend you check out. You can also sing along to rap songs, to pop music or musicals. That's all a beautiful expression of the throat chakra. This is all with the intention of finding music that matches the vibe you're in and lets you fully immerse yourself in that moment. Storytelling and sharing something funny or interesting with someone is so incredibly healing and a beautiful way to connect with other humans. And if you aren't a confident speaker, it's okay to write down what you want to say and practice speaking. Play with the level of your voice and how you communicate. When in balance, there's a great sense of timing and rhythm in conversation. And when you meet that person that has a really strong throat chakra, you can really see they're firing on all cylinders, right? You can understand that they have their own voice and they fully express it. And it's a really beautiful and authentic thing to watch and to aspire to have. Some healing affirmations include I listen for, hear, and speak the truth. I express myself fully and completely with clear intent. My voice is authentic and necessary. I connect with others through clear communication. I listen deeply with my whole body. Our sixth chakra, our third eye chakra, Anja, meaning to perceive in Sanskrit. Our third eye is located a little higher than our brows, right, in the middle of our forehead. And this chakra helps us with pattern recognition, self reflection, and our intuition. The element for this chakra is light. When your third eye is out of alignment, your experiences out in the world can feel really off. So if have had trauma where your experiences were invalidated, and this could have started early in childhood, or it could be a story that continues to repeat itself. And an example of this is having a parent or someone in authority saying, "Oh, you aren't really sad. You don't really feel that way," or even worse, "I don't believe you." Whatever truth you're trying to share, I don't believe it. I don't believe you. When you're sharing something you've seen or experienced. And that questioning or doubting, or even if there unfortunately been an authority figure that's purposely manipulating your reality, it stays with you and is a common hurdle to really um, It's a common hurdle that's really challenging to building your intuition as an adult, and you have to work through that, where you have to say, I believe myself, I believe the truth I'm seeing, and stick with that to be able to work on building, your beautiful intuition and your beautiful inner knowing. In misalignment, you may experience poor vision and poor memory, or you may have gaps in your memory. There could also be a lack of imagination, or you could have mental blocks and an inability to dream. When you aren't able to dream of the future, or to physically dream at night or recall those dreams, it's really, really challenging, and the world can feel a bit bleak. And when those energetic blockages shift to physical symptoms, can be really debilitating, right? As this can manifest as headaches, especially headaches that are pretty extreme, that kind of can take down your whole system. You have to be in a dark room. You have to, really shut off all sensory inputs and just sleep it off or whatever you need to do. And it can also cause vision problems, extreme feelings of overwhelm and feeling like there are just too many things, right? Too many data points coming at you, too much light in the world, too much, too much, too much, and your system can't handle it is really, really common. You can also experience trouble sleeping or just allowing yourself to rest fully and completely. To get this chakra in alignment, there are a ton of great options. So you can create art that is like very visual, right? So I recommend drawing or doodling, coloring. And there are a lot of great coloring books out there. So you don't feel like if you're not someone that, would call yourself artistically inclined, don't feel like this is out of scope for you. It's not something you have to create beauty. It's not something you have to give anyone. It's not something you have to keep, right? This is just a way for you to put, pen to paper, marker to paper, something physical down so your brain can just work through things, in your life, in your day, and just gives you another outlet that isn't, just journaling or a physical outlet of working out. Because our higher level chakras are very much mental, right? They're physically in the head space, and it really is that connection to source and the divine. And so we want to keep that in mind as we're going through these healing exercises. I also recommend working with shapes and colors in this. Memory games are also super helpful, and just playing card games, right? Even simple games that you can play just, by yourself or with others. And just kind of hang out or put on the TV, and having that repetition is really, really helpful. That repetition with the shapes, that repetition with memory really stimulates the third eye and helps as you're trying to find patterns in your own life, right? And when this chakra is in balance, your memory, your ability to perceive things, and your imagination is all online. So you're able to remember your dreams, you're able to think about the signs and symbols you receive each day, and you're able to fully take them in and understand them, or at least go, I'm seeing this happening, I'm seeing this sign on the road, I'm seeing this license plate, I'm seeing this, I'm seeing that, and maybe I don't fully get the whole message, but I understand that's important, and I can start to put together, the mini messages we receive from our guides. And you can also visualize with ease, which is so beautiful because as we work to manifest, as we work to always shift our into our higher timelines and into our higher selves, visualization is key here. You have to be able to visualize and really embody seeing your future, tasting your future, touching your future, so that way you can just easily jump into that timeline. A few affirmations that are helpful are: I listen to the wisdom within. I accept things as they are, not how they should be. I manifest my ideas, hopes, and dreams with ease. I honor and follow my intuition. I embrace the subconscious truth that my dreams reveal. I trust my intuition to reveal the path I'm meant to walk in life. And for our seventh and final chakra in the seven chakra system is our crown chakra. The crown chakra is Sarasara, meaning thousandfold in Sanskrit. which is one of my favorite. It's so beautiful as it's often referred to the thousand petal lotus, which represents the connection to the divine, awakening, and enlightenment, which is the focus for our crown chakra. This chakra is located at the crown of our head and has the element of thought. And when the crown chakra is blocked, there's a lack of empathy and an inability to connect emotionally with others. It's also really common to have thoughts of excessive shopping or of hoarding or taking on more than you need because you're kind of perhaps chasing that dopamine, perhaps just chasing feeling something, right? And if you typically have an attitude of neutral or pretty content as a person, that can shift to a baseline of being negative or having a really pessimistic attitude. When you start to shy away from community or spending time with people, um, those are some, kind of yellow red flags, especially if you're choosing to be lost in your thoughts or using escapist tendencies. So, a pretty clear sign there's likely some blockages and some blah energy in this chakra. It's also really common to have obsessive thoughts, and just wanting to stay in a very cerebral space is a warning sign here as well, right? Because ultimately we want to be balanced with our physical body, our mental state, and our spiritual state. And being obsessed with spirituality or using spirituality as an excuse not to take ownership of your actions is a huge, huge red flag that additional healing is needed here. And it also feels a little bit ego driven as well. So, some things we just want to get back into balance and have you feeling your best, right? For healing the crown chakra, I recommend reflecting on if this chakra is over or underused. I'm someone naturally that my higher level chakras are have a tendency to be overused. So I personally have had headaches to an extreme extent. I personally have had the escapist tendencies where it's easy to get lost in a book or a video game or something else that's in this beautiful and or especially movies imaginative state that's very different from the reality I'm experiencing. And so I've had to do a lot of work with my lower chakras to get this back into balance and really upping that physical activity, even though I, love to read a lot. And so being active is not something that's a natural kind of thing for me. And so knowing that my chakra, especially my crown chakra, is overused has helped me as I'm thinking about the overall system and where to focus. And so for you, if it's used to excess as well, you can focus on reconnecting with your body through listening to your body's needs, to taking care of your body. And when this chakra is underused, you want to work on building up your spiritual connection, right? You want to find a place that makes you feel connected to the divine and the earth. That could be a sacred space, that could be on the beach or in a field of wildflowers, wherever that is for you to physically go there. I would turn off your phone and I would just invite you to breathe and reflect and express gratitude for all that you have and hope to receive. Other ways to build up the resilience of this chakra is studying different belief systems and spiritual disciplines. What do you connect with? How can these values be brought into your own life if you resonate with them? Being in stillness and quieting the mind is so helpful to shake off the chatter of your everyday life and responsibilities. Another way to connect is to search for things that you're curious about and want to learn more about. And this is probably something you already do each day or frequently, right? We're always on our phone searching something. But I recommend you kind of do this by adding an intention for you to get information on this topic or whatever you're researching for your best and highest good. And that really allows your guide team and gives them permission to help you find what's going to be the most impactful for you. So adding that intention, maybe you get a search that, allows you to, take a class that you're interested in, or you find a really great teacher, or you find an article that starts kind of a lifelong interest in learning, a very specific topic. And adding this intention to things you already do may also help your chakras, and is a great way to multitask, healing, with healing and getting stuff done, which we love. We love a little bit of multitasking for sure. One of the reasons we want to take the time needed to realign our crown chakra is that when this chakra is in balance, it's easily connected to source. So you're able to get information from your guides, from the universe. Your intuition is turned on. And for those with a strong crown chakra, they're open-minded and intelligent. They have wisdom and mastery over different topics and subjects. And when in balance, your ability to take in information, to analyze it, and piece things together is seamless, right? And personally, when my crown chakra is in balance, I feel supported, connected, and in flow with the universe, which is such a beautiful thing. So, some affirmations that help with this are: I am one with all that is. I release all doubt and welcome in trust and faith. All that I need and want comes to me in perfect timing. I am a spiritual being in a physical body. Deep inner peace is my birthright. I am open to releasing my attachments and things that are no longer serving me. I am open to new ideas and opportunities, and I am connected to the universe and all living things. And with those affirmations, we have done it. We have covered the 7 chakra system in the body, from the root, sacral, solar plexus, heart, throat, third eye, and crown. Part 1 of the series covered the lower 3 chakras located at the base of the spine, the lower back, and abdomen. For the root chakra, as a quick reminder, comfort, security, and safety are all vital to feeling grounded and connected. For the sacral chakra, healthy expression of sexuality and emotions is key to keeping the energy and flow here. For the solar plexus, it's really a boiler, right? That feeds our fire and our vitality and is outwardly expressed through our confidence, self-esteem, and relationship with power. The heart chakra is our ability to love, have compassion, forgive, and to experience love in return. The throat chakra is our expression of truth and holds our ability to listen and share information. The third eye is our intuition and our ability to hold dual perspectives to see the realities of how things are and how things could be. And of course, the crown chakra is our connection to our inner wisdom, our higher selves, and to do the divine, to source in the universe. And what's the point, right? When people ask me why, where or why they should begin their healing journey, or they're feeling discontent in their lives and don't know where to start, work with the chakras. Start by working with your root and see if there's any physical ailment that has been plaguing you or getting worse, anywhere in the body, start there. In the collective energy, there have been heartaches and heart sicknesses and profound grief, grief for the earth, the state of the world. And working with our heart chakra is another beautiful introduction to the system. Each time we heal ourselves, we heal the world. This is a core tenet in my trainings and a phrase I hold dear when working through things that get impossibly hard. Thank you so much for watching Musings and Modalities with me, your pragmatic shaman bestie. Tune in the second and fourth Mondays of each month at 8 a.m. Pacific, 11 a.m. Eastern for more fabulous episodes. As part of my shamanic healing offering, I do offer and include chakra balancing cleansing, and we can work through past lives and current life stagnation energy in the chakras to ultimately feeling replenished and refreshed. It's always such a privilege and an honor to see the physical relief and transformation that my clients experience when they release energies and experiences that no longer serve them in this journey, while keeping the wisdom and knowledge they needed to get. Thank you so much for listening. You've been listening to Musings and Modalities with me, Tristen, your pragmatic shaman bestie. For more powerful healing tools, join me every second and fourth Monday at 8 a.m. Pacific on Transformation Talk Radio. I cover a variety of topics to meet you wherever you are at on your spiritual journey. Learn techniques to work with pendulums, past life healing, astrology, and more. Please share the show and subscribe for more guidance from your pragmatic shaman bestie at musingsandmodalities.com.